Like a nightmare, the scary shadow of COVID-19 pandemic, its looming danger and effect is a dicey work into our dreams and aspirations. In curtailing this pandemic, shivering measures of wash hand clean, sanitizing, face masking, culture and social distancing has eventually manifested to a lockdown. Aware of this development and plight, the government, concerned individuals and agencies at domestic and international level has come this far in providing palliatives to the citizens. Our visit to Karomajigi was quite timely. These are not normal times. Of course, against all odds, we are all striving to survive in the era of COVID-19. Palliatives have been going around and persons have benefited. But just as I will always say, that as we are all vulnerable, there are some persons who are more vulnerable than others, and that is persons with disability. We came here, this is the palace of the chief of clusters of persons with disability. We actually came here to find out if these palliatives have gotten to them and the measures they take in sharing to each household. Welcome to Against All Odds on the Nigerian Television Authority, the NTA. And on this episode, we're bringing to you persons with disability, palliatives, and what other issues they're crying and screaming out to us for. Don't go away, stay with us as we unravel everything you need to know. My name is Toshima Pius Ikerafi.
This is Against All Odds.
The Secretary of the Chief of Persons Living with Disability of the 6 area councils in FCT, Buari, Kuje, Gwagwalada, Amak, and Kwali, Mohammed Bentani, thanked the media and other groups during this challenging period.
This is the palace of those clusters of people with disabilities in FCT. We appreciate the government. When it has started, the Ministry of Humanitarian, they brought sanitizers, bring awareness. That's the first thing they did to the community. That we should be washing our hands frequently, putting masks on our face. They are the one who give us masks, gave us soap, gave us buckets, sanitizers, even hypo. And then make the chief to tell his people everywhere they are that they should always be in social distance and should abide by the government rules and regulations on parting the issue of COVID-19 pandemic. And actually, we have abided by the rules and regulations by the government, and chief is always warning us, in this community we have never experienced something like that. The NGO has also tried their best. Most of the NGOs, especially the Islamic organizations, the Ummah, they have been coming here. They come here, give us awareness, give us supporting aids like the sanitizers and other relief materials. The humanitarian minister again came back herself to this community. She shared relief materials that each household we use like for a good 7 days or even more than. What she did make the whole community happy with her and with this regime, because we know our father, even though he didn't come, he can reach us through the minister, which he had did it, and all of us here have benefited. And actually the EU ambassador, that is the embassy of EU, they were here too. They shared support of this COVID-19, the lockdown. They gave like 500 materials supporting people with disabilities. If you see what is there, there is 5 kg of rice, that is in EU. There's oil, there is salt, there is beans, there is gari, and many things inside. So also the humanitarian minister, nobody did like the way she did. We know as government, we benefited from 10 kg rice, salt, sugar, wrappers, oil, beans, many things, man. We are so much happy. Our prayers to them is they should never, God protect the whole country and protect them from anything COVID-19 disease, and God erase all this pandemic in the whole country, in the whole world. We thank you, Ma. You people that are our voice to the voiceless, we thank you for this, our making our cry, our tears to the well-to-do Nigerians, and you people should keep it up.
Among others, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs took delight in distributing the palliatives to this set of persons herself.
We're here today, as I mentioned earlier, to support this particular community, and we expect that they bear with us and use what we have given to them judiciously, and also look forward to how we are going to really support them more and assist them more to have a means of livelihood. That is the most important thing, so that they can be able to fend for themselves and members of their families. In this very community, we are attending to 460 households, numbering over 1,000 individuals. The palliatives that we take to the states, we make sure that it's being also distributed to this particular group in their respective states.
Mun gode irin tallafin da aka taimaka mana cikin watan ibadar azumi. Allah saka da alheri, Allah ya ƙara buɗe. Allah ya amfana.
Wanda muke zaune a cikin gidajenmu, to Allah cikin ikonsa gashi muna zaune inda za ka zo ka samu ga makafi ga guragu. To kowa da ya san dama irin manejin rayuwa da muke ciki. To sai ga taimako musamman wanda ƙungiyoyi sun yi, masu zaman kansu sun yi bakin gwargwadon iyawarsu, wanda suka taimake mu, to muna godiya. To sai ga taimako daga gwamnati, daga mai girma minista, to muna godiya, wanda taimakon nan makafinmu da guragunmu, alhamdulillah kowa ya samu bakin gwargwadon iyawar shi.
We are like 429 here, and each and every family has benefited. Nobody will tell you that he didn't benefit in this community. So we thank her, and God continue to bless her.
The secretary went further to plead to the government in her wisdom to look into their plight.
We complained to her the day she came here that we are not having a permanent place, and the houses we reside are shanties, that is bachas, using old zincs, old cartons to just make it like a house. But that cannot contain, because if it is heat too much. If it is cold too much. So we need government to give us a permanent place so that we will have rest of mind we are also among of those that are supposed to benefit from the economy in terms of houses. So we need our, even if it is mini low cost, let us manage ourselves. Because like in this place, if not because of this palace, no house will have light because we fear when the electricity will catch, you know that it will be not easy for the type of houses you reside. And we also complain to her about these small allowances we had of. We need her also to touch our minds by getting that small. When you have the food, you may like to use small money to manage it and then cook the food. Maybe buy firewood, buy charcoal or something like that. So we'll be happy if she can do something about that. And also our school. You know, we talk about our children. We need our children to be educated because somebody without the education is also a handicap. Education, if you don't have education, you are also a handicapped person. So we don't want our children to be handicapped and we ourselves they should join us. We don't want it like that. So we are pleading for the well-to-do Nigerians or the government to come and help us to maybe take care of scholarship to our children. And in terms of employment, we want the ministries to use that 5% to give us employment so that most of us will be away from street begging.
This is against all odds.
The popular saying, fingers are not equal, is indeed true. Against All Odds crew went round the community to further confirm all that the secretary had said. Extremely sad and disheartening. While others can afford to stay in big, spacious, and hygienic environment to observe social distance, this set of persons do not have the luxury to. Water, we know, is one of the basic necessities in life, and most importantly, in COVID-19 era.
Wannan dai rijiya yana ɗaya daga cikin rijiyoyin da a nan unguwar muke amfani da shi. To kuma yanayin yau da kullum kin ga yanda ya kasance. Yanzu ga nan ga mata sun fito da wanki da sauran wasu abubuwa to babu ruwan. Sai dai in kana son ruwa ka je gidan wanka. Bohol ɗin kuma da aka gina mana saboda yanayin yau da kullum ga yara galibinsu ga nan guda biyu sun lalace su ma ba yi suke ba.
So yanzu a unguwar nan ba ruwa sai rijiyar nan?
Akwai ruwa na masu kura mana suna shigowa da shi na sayarwa. In sun ebo ko a gidan wanka ko a can wancan famfunan wanda suke na can gefe sukan shigo da shi layi haka ana sayi.
Amma dai ruwa kamar rijiya, ruwan da ba za a siya ba sai rijiyar nan?
Gaskiya sai rijiya, in dai wanda ba za a siya ba ne. Amma in dai ba rijiya ba kowa sai ruwa yake.
Sai ruwa yake.
Tunda bohol ɗin duka guda biyu sun lalace.
Our health workers are always telling us and emphasizing on the importance to be health conscious. And one of the things that emphasis has been placed on is water. Now, in this community, this is about their most active source of water, which is this well. Apart from the well, you have to buy water. And of course, we know how the times are. The boreholes are down, and then the well is also down. These people are crying. They need help. Water is very important. Water is a very important part of human existence. And then with COVID-19, water is extremely important. Their loudest and deepest cry is for the government to give them a life.
kuma ku duba ku ga irin rayuwar da muke ciki, wanda dama dai mutane ne masu bukata ta musamman, wanda muna neman taimako, kuma babu ta yadda za a yi mun hana kanmu mu hita, haka mabiyanmu membobinmu su ma mun hana su fita ko ina saboda halin rayuwar nan da ake ciki. To kasancewa ga gidajenmu nan za ka samu wasu idan ana ruwa ma daga cikinmu, wallah wasu dai su tashi zazzaune saboda gidajen wasu sun lalace, to ba su da halin yanda za su gyara. Ruwa ya zuba, in iska ya taso kwaran kwatsam, kun dai ga dai gidaje nan ga ɗakuna nan, wanda wasu ko karansu ba zai kwanta a cikin ɗakunan da muke kwanciya ba. So in ma banda kiyayewa ta Allah, wanda za ka samu ka ba irin dattin da ke ciki wanda muke zama da sauransu, to mun san wannan duk kiyayewa ce ta Allah. Kuma mun gode da abinda wannan Sa'adiyya minista ta yi mana, Sa'adiyya Umar Faruk, to mun gode gaskiya, muna godiya domin duk nakasashen da ke gurin nan tsakani da Allah ya samu wannan tallafi. To abinda dai muke ciki, to in an ba albasa ruwa, to ya kuwa ma a bata, ka san ga abincin ma, to ba abinci ne a hannu, saboda babu inda za mu hita mu nema. To muna nema da Allah, ga yaranmu nan ga komi, ɗan ɗinkunan sallah, ɗan naman sallah da za mu ci, a yi annashuwa da matayenmu da komi da komi. To kuma mun san duka haƙuƙo na wurin gwamnati, to gwamnati ta ƙara kula da mu, a taimaka mana.
To further emphasize, this set of persons need good accommodation, education for their children, jobs for their youths, social amenities like water, light, and a functional health center. Maintaining social distancing measures are practicable in well-planned and designed urban settings. But for areas like Karomajigi and similar sub-hubs or shanty towns, the ramshackle homes and shacks depict scary images of a society exposed to the true dangers and warnings of COVID-19 pandemic in Nigeria.
This is against all odds.
That is certainly, a challenge given our socio-economic, setting and the way people here actually settle. It is really difficult, or almost impossible for you to say that you will be observing physical, distancing under those settings. Take for example, elsewhere in China or maybe London or America, you see, the kind of settlement there is really different. That is, the space occupied by person per square meter is actually different. But here you can find a small room and you find about 20 people, living there. So how do you expect 20 people to live in a small room and then still, practice or observe physical distancing? It is just impossible. So let us learn to know that this is our own limitation here. Rather than just tell people that this is what to do, let's see how do we actually attack this problem so that we can achieve the desired result. There is no doubt physical distancing and social distances, these are parameters that are used epidemiologically to create a distance and then reduce the rate of transmission of the disease. But in our own setting, how the buildings are set and how many people occupy a room, it is impossible to observe physical, distancing. However, this is not to say that it is, people should be educated on this and know and try as much as possible. But let me tell you the truth, it's impossible for us to achieve physical distancing where in a room that it is meant for 1 or 2 people. But because of our socio-economic, settings, you have 20 people living there. It is just impossible. We are encouraged and we are also told and we also know that the virus can, travel within a distance. So, supposing I sneeze, somebody that is actually infected sneezes here, within a distance of about less than 6 feet, the next person can easily catch it. So let it be known among these people they should be educated. And I can say another way of really helping us given our own situation is to make sure that you increase the number of testing. These individuals should be tested to make sure that those of them that are living in those clusters are actually free. But if they are tested and then they are saying that they are not tested, then that immediate population can be averted in the sense that you know that whether they are positive or they are negative. But if they are not tested, you just be there. Should one of them contract the disease because of the limitation of the space or the distance between one person and the other, he is likely and easily can transmit the disease to the next person.
This is against all odds.
Just as we have cries, we have worries, and we need help, so do this set of persons need. They're crying out to us. It's important that they also have a conducive environment to lay their heads. Of course, when we talk about social distancing, we're talking about space. And when you don't have enough space, then you cluster yourselves together. They're praying and asking for good environment so they can sleep well. They're asking for schools so their children can also be educated. They're also asking for employment. It is not too much to ask. Just as we have needs, they also have needs. We pray that well-being Nigerians and the government will look into the plight of this set of persons and meet them at the very point of their needs. We can never do enough, but we can always do our best. It is against all odds, and we're hoping to bring to you again. Same time next week, same station. Don't stop watching. It's COVID-19. Remember, wash your hands with soap and water. Use sanitizers. Your face mask is key. Don't expose yourself to danger. It's about you first before the next person. Everyone is a suspect. Stay safe. Bye.
Thank you.